Hi guys, I hope this time it works. Can everyone tell me if it's okay now, if it's working now? No echo? Wonderful, great, thank you so much. I'm sorry for what just happened. I have no idea what it was. I was trying to use this new software for the live chat because Google Hangouts sucks, but now I'm here with Google Hangouts again. I'm sorry. Hope you all are doing very, very well. And happy Independence Day to India, to everyone who's from India. Thanks, guys. Thank you so much. Sorry for what just happened. That's a nightmare for me. Yeah, it was definitely Russia. It was Russia's problem. They are in our politics, and now they are in my live chat. This is unacceptable. Okay. Yes, Ravi Jha. Thank you so much for your question. It was very nice to talk to Sham. If others didn't watch the live chat with me and Sham Sharma, you can just go on my Twitter page, or you can just search for Sham Sharma. I had a live chat with him, mostly about Indian issues, about Islam, the future of Islam, and so on. It was great. It was a very fruitful conversation. Okay. Okay, I'm sorry. I'll stop apologizing. I'm very sorry. So it was the Jews, absolutely. Absolutely. Talk and Doctrine, you can interview me. Please send me a message over Twitter. Twitter is the best. If anyone wants to send me a message, Twitter is the best platform to send me a message right now, because that's where my inbox is very cleaned out and empty right now, so I can see everything there. So if you want to send me any question, anything, just use Twitter. That's the best right now. I see so many familiar faces. Thanks so much, guys, for being here again. It's amazing to have you guys here. I don't see any questions so far, but that's okay. Who is becoming Canadian? I can't follow that conversation anyway. Lord Draco, thank you so much. Beej, great to see you here. Linda, great you are here. Everyone else, thank you so much. Okay, I'll just go ahead and start answering the questions. Will I ever make videos about other religions? By John Martin. Thank you for the question. Well, it depends on in what way you want me to make videos about other religions. I mean, I won't make videos criticizing other religions, but I might very soon make videos comparing Islam to different religions, especially to Christianity, to Judaism, to yeah, to Hinduism and to other religions, so that we can get some comparison and see how bad Islam actually is. Thank you for the question. Michael, John, the problem was just that I was using a different software now, because Google Hangouts doesn't work so well. But there was a lot of echo and nothing was coming out really properly, so that's why I had to cancel that and switch to Google Hangouts again. But I'm here. Thank you. Onrab asks me in Turkish if I'll make videos in Turkish. I will make videos in Turkish. I don't want to promise anything, but the plan is right now that I want to make videos in German and also in Turkish. And I want to make that on a different platform. I want to make that on different channels. So I want to plan an Apostate Prophet German and an Apostate Prophet Turkish channel, so that I can distinguish those. But I'm planning it. Yeah. Thank you so much. Glenn7, thank you so much for your very nice comment, for your compliments. Thank you. Bhupendra Mankar asked, can science and religion go hand in hand? I believe they can, actually, although I don't believe in religions and I don't believe in any gods. I'm not an anti-theist, and I don't believe that religion is totally in the way of science. I believe it's not really totally in the way. I think some aspects of some religions, of course, make some trouble for science to develop, which we need in our time. But still, I don't think it is completely a barrier to science. I don't even believe, to be very clear, I don't even believe that Islam is such a great barrier in front of science. as long as it's kept on a normal level, not on a Saudi Arabia level. Thanks for the question. Jonathan Smith, how far do you think that organizations like Hamas are just part of the global jihadi effort? I believe Hamas is a very distinct issue, Jonathan. Thank you for the question. But I mean, Hamas, just because it is an Islamist organization, because it's an Islamist organization that is also active in terrorism, it is also getting support from other global jihadist organizations. So I wouldn't say it's really just part of that, but it's definitely connected. Okay, so many questions. Linda Clark, thank you for the super chat. You said, I'm going to start a Quran reading YouTube radio. Please do that. I would subscribe and I would also advertise that. Thank you. Mimo Boy, I think your channel is very underrated. They're silencing you. I don't think they're silencing me. I mean, YouTube was trying to silence me in the beginnings a bit. They banned me once, deleted some of my videos, but I wrote a very long email to YouTube and asked them to manually review my content. And as a result, they unbanned my my channel and didn't touch anything so far after that. The only thing that they did is to limit access to some of my videos from countries like Pakistan or Germany. But YouTube doesn't have any control over that. If Germany says this video cannot be shown here, then YouTube has to comply with that. So I can't blame YouTube for that. Thank you so much for your compliment, though. Tina Patra, I don't understand the question. Homosexuality, a crime, but people in Afghanistan and Pakistan have a taste for young boys. Okay, I see. I might make a video about that in the future, but I don't think that the question is that homosexuality is a crime in Islam, but in some countries, especially in Afghanistan, there are still practices where men are sexually approaching young defenseless boys. I might talk about that, but I don't think it is a very much Islamic issue because it has no global Islamic background. But I might talk about it. Thank you. Dark Wright said, even if Islam took over the whole world, there would never be peace in it, right? Absolutely. I mean, Islam had never peace in itself. Islamic people had never peace among themselves, and they still don't have peace among themselves. There's always sectarian issues, sectarian troubles among them. So I don't think, even if Islam conquered the entire world, there would ever be any peace in this world through that. Christian, what is your statement of faith? I don't believe in anything. I always say I'm a free thinker. I am not a clear atheist. I don't. I'm not saying, okay, this is the absolute truth. I believe evolution and this and that. No, I always think for myself, and I'm not agnostic in any way about anything regarding the origin of life and the future of humankind. But I believe that's also what makes me tolerant towards other religions, except a very cancerous one like Islam. Thank you for the question. Yildiz TV, a question about Turkish nationalism. I am against that Turkish form of nationalism, which is openly racism, but let's not even go into that. Thanks for the question. Janril Basu, can Islam capture Germany incoming in the future if they still have the same government? I don't think Islam will actually be able to capture a country like Germany. But what I'm afraid of, I mean, what's very logical in a democratic country is that you know, if Muslims become a significant part of the population, more than they are right now, if they become 25, 30, 40%, then democracy can be used in a very ugly way by people who don't like democracy. That's the problem with this. That's also the problem with mass immigration of a culture that is not the culture of your country. That I think is the problem. But I wouldn't predict that any European country would be entirely taken over by Muslims or by Islam. I believe that the rather conservative or centrist people in Europe are too strong for that to happen. They wouldn't allow that. I mean, everyone is currently just complaining about stuff, but if it really came to something like that, people wouldn't allow that at all. Thank you so much for the question. The greatest. I pray for you, Apostate Prophet. Thank you. Thank you. I don't believe in it, but I appreciate it because I see the good intention behind it. So it's fine. Thank you. Clement Aloysiu Onifate asked, is the first chapter of the Quran part of Allah's word? It doesn't sound like Allah's word. It's more like a prayer. Yeah, it is considered Allah's word. The entire Quran is considered Allah's word, except if it specifically quotes the words of some prophet or someone else in the Quran. Otherwise, it's completely believed to be Allah's word. So even that prayer chapter, the first chapter, is believed to be Allah's word, which is total nonsense. Thank you for the question. What do I think about Hindu atheists? Asked by Daku Red Panda. Thank you so much for the question. Well, I mean, I wouldn't say that it's a contradiction to be a Hindu and an atheist at the same time. Many people take Hinduism as rather as a form of life philosophy than as a religion. So I don't know. I wouldn't go as far as to make a very clear statement about this because, as I said before, my knowledge on Hinduism is not very, very great. It's not as great as my knowledge on Judaism and Christianity or Islam. So I wouldn't really answer very much directly and specifically about that. But thank you so much for the question. Tbret78 asked, if you were to critique Christianity, would you find it to be as bad as Islam? Definitely not. Thanks for the question. I can critique Christianity in my mind on my own. I mean, I spend a lot of time at home thinking about stuff and also thinking about religions, also thinking about Christianity, but I can never equate Christianity to Islam. I can't come and say that Christianity is just as bad as Islam. That's stupid. That's irrational. I know many people, even ex-Muslims who come out as atheists and anti-theists, do that and spread that narrative. But I wouldn't come and say that Christianity is definitely just as bad as Islam. It's not. Yeah, let me say that clear. Christianity is definitely not nearly as bad as Islam. And I believe no religion is as bad as Islam. Sri Krishna, why was Christianity violent during medieval period? Christianity was mostly violent, thanks for the question, because of the corruption of Christianity. I'm not a Christian. I don't have to apologize for Christianity. I don't have to somehow defend Christianity in any way. It doesn't benefit me in any way at all. But I'm a history geek. I'm trying to stay objective in everything. And I would say that the violence that was spread by Christianity in the medieval times was mostly a result of Catholicism being corrupted by heads of the church to such an extent that people later had to come and reform Christianity and bring it back to its original form, like Protestantism or other Reformed Christian denominations. And Catholics eventually also found the root of Christianity themselves once they started reading the Bible. So I don't believe it was a very big Christian problem that has to do with the fundamentals of Christianity. I think it was more a problem of its time. Because if you read the Bible, the New Testament is a lovely book compared to the Quran. Please. Mohammed Baki asked, why do you hate Islam so much? Because it deserves hate with all its existence. Thank you for the question. Michael Maru said, are you a medical doctor? I'm not a medical doctor. Sadly not. Thanks. Romy Tobinson asked, is that your kitchen wall? It's not my kitchen wall. It's not even a wall. It's not even a wall. Do you see that? There are some little, like, weird things going on in this wall. It's not even a wall. It's just a backdrop. Let us see. I don't know what you were referring to as brilliant answer, but thank you so much, Rami Tobinson. Great username. Amir Hussein Theater. Is there science in Quran for the millionth time? Sorry. No, there is not. I mean, there is. I would really need to make a video about this. I would need to make a video that summarizes my view of the Quran in a scientific sense, and then I would go on and do in different videos an analysis of the Quran and of all the scientific flaws, but it doesn't have scientific miracles or anything at all. It has some very obvious things that were known by people before Muhammad already. And other things like that people were created from water, which is expressed in the Quran, are just misinterpreted now deliberately in today's time, so that it can be seen that the Quran is in accordance with science. It's not. The Quran, for example, says that we, by which the Quran refers to Allah, created humans from water. What the Quran means, as can be seen in many different parts of the Quran, is that man has been created from sperm or from something like that. There is definitely no indication of evolution and of science and anything at all in the Quran. That's complete nonsense. Thanks for the question. Thanks everyone so much for your participation. Sorry that the first live chat was such a disaster. Did you know that the Palestinian nation was invented by the KGB? That's a theory, Mr. Angry. It's a hypothesis. I don't really buy that. The Palestinian nation was invented indeed, but I will make a video about that very soon. And by that, I also want to come to another question, which was, what do you think about Israel? I can't find the question now. Thanks for that question too, whoever asked it. As many people might know, I had this series which was the dark history, Islam's dark history with Jews, and I will make the third part of it very soon. The third part of that video is my take on Israel. I'm making that video as part of that series because I want to conclude that the hate of Israel in today's world by the Islamic world is very much rooted in the Islamic religion. And in that video, I will also discuss, I will present facts about the history of Israel and Palestine, and I'll also argue a bit about it. I want to make it as clear as possible, but I'm waiting currently a bit with it. I think I'm going to publish it within the next few weeks. It's a very tough topic. Thanks for the question. Romy Tobinson, thank you so much. I always see your comments. I don't know why. Probably because of your awesome username. Azam Hoja said, "Are you not proud of your Turkish heritage?" No, I'm not. I don't have much to do with my Turkish heritage except being born into a Turkish family. I'm much more Western and much more German than I am Turkish. So why would I feel for that? Why would I be proud of it? Master Key, thank you so much for the super chat. Guys, you can. I want to say something about this. I want to be very, very open with you about this. The super chat function is here on YouTube live chats. If you feel the need to use it, I would suggest not using it, to be very, very honest with you, because most of that money goes to YouTube directly, and the rest no, I'm sorry, that was a lie. Most of the money comes to me, and the rest goes to YouTube. But the cut is very big, and it's not really that much worth it, not as much as you think it is. So you can support me in other ways. I wouldn't suggest wasting your money on the super chat. But thank you so much if you still choose to do so. Just to be very honest with you. Please say hi. Hi. Thanks. Am I a Zionist or an anti-Zionist? Randy Wilkes. I don't have to be a Zionist or an anti-Zionist. I can be neutral about it, but I'm certainly much closer to the Zionist side. Oh my God, I said it. I said it. Yeah, obviously, I'm much closer to the Zionist side. I'm being fed by Israel here and there. That's how I keep my channel alive. Islam, Zionism, reg left, alt-right, geopolitics. That's your username. Wow. The question is, do you have an opinion on Edip Yüksel's apologetics for Islam? Thanks for the question. For all those who don't know, Edip Yüksel is a guy who has his center, his activities in Tucson, Arizona, in America. He's sort of a reformist Islamic preacher. He's quite weird. You can watch some of his videos if you go on YouTube. He has very weird theories about the Quran and about Islam. He thinks that only Islam has the authority. Hadith are all nonsense and stuff like that. But I think he has very big problems too. I might actually talk about him at some time. Thanks for the question. Joaim250505. I'm having a sandwich. Enjoy it, Joaim250505. Yeah, that said, I need to vape. I figured out only recently that vaping doesn't actually make you gay. That's why I'm still vaping, just so you know, guys. Am I a Jew? I'm not a Jew. If you want to call me Zionist, guys, just call me a Zionist. I have no problem with it. I mean, it's just like being called a Nazi nowadays. So, Lit Trigger said, "Do you know Turkish? And will you speak Turkish?" Okay, I can speak Turkish again. I did this in my last live chat. I'll suddenly speak Turkish now. Merhaba arkadaşlar, nasılsınız? Hoş geldiniz. That's all. I just said, "Hi guys, how are you and welcome." Because it's so amazing to speak Turkish here. Kylo Ren, it was just this. I'm vaping. Sorry if that bothers anyone. Yeah, I see funny conversations in the live chat. I'm really on top today. It works very well. Thanks everyone again for the great participation. Thanks for all the questions, for all the great comments. Anshul Pundir said, "Do you know Hinduism has an atheistic school of thought which is called Nastik?" I don't know, but I'm actually really interested in that, and I'm actually making a note right now to study that later. What I do with such things is that I start reading on some platform when I see something interesting. Mostly it's Wikipedia. And once I start doing that, then I'm for the next few hours totally numb, jumping from article to article on Wikipedia, checking the sources if everything is okay or not. I'm crazy about that. Thanks for giving me another occupation for the rest of my day. Thank you so much. Do not come to India. I don't know why I should not come to India, but thanks for that comment. What do you think of Islam's role in the partition of India? Clicks, kicks, click. Thanks for the super chat. Thank you so much. Well, Islam's role in the partition of India is obviously very much because Muslim rulers, Islam, occupied India for centuries, for such a long time, and divided people, tried to spread Islam, and still didn't manage to convert most of the population of Indians to Islam. And that's also how Pakistanis came into existence with their Islamic identity. So of course it plays a very big role. It even plays a big role in current differences between people that are within the borders of India. So obviously it has a very long history in India and a very big role, which is sad. Thanks for the question. Thanks for the super chat. Julie Mora, glad to see you here. Julie Mora has a great channel, guys. She started very recently talking about Islam and Canada and stuff like that. You should go and check out her channel. But the question is, can you tell if the Quran allows wife beating? Yes, it does. The Quran is very, very clear on wife beating. Thank you so much for your question, Julie. The Quran says in chapter 4, verse 34, very clearly that that the husband is the maintainer and has more rights than the woman inside the house, and the woman has the responsibility of staying at home and guarding the home and guarding. It uses a very weird language. What it basically means is to protect the honor of the home, especially if the husband is not at home. And further on in the same Quran verse, the Quran says that if you fear arrogance from your wives, plural, first warn them, first advise them. If they do it again, separate them in their beds, and if they do it again, then beat them. The Quran says that very clearly, and multiple hadith also say very often that it's totally fine to beat your wife, just not very violently. I hope that answers the question. I can't imitate Zakir Naik. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for trying it. I'm sorry for letting you all hear this. Thanks, Julie. Asked by Julene, how did your family react to you being an ex-Muslim? My family actually doesn't know that I'm an ex-Muslim right now. I'm still having contact to them. They only know that I'm not nearly as religious as I was anymore, and that I don't give a shit about being religious and stuff like that anymore. But I didn't tell them openly that I abandoned Islam. I believe if I did that, I would certainly go through a long phase of my parents not talking to me at first. Afterwards, they would try to take me back. And afterwards, in the third phase, after I tell them that I don't want to talk about it anymore, they would forget it altogether. I believe so. That was very personal. Thanks for the question. Mikias Johannes asked, who came up with the apostate prophet picture? That was totally my idea. It's beautiful, isn't it? It looks so wonderful. It's such perfect drawing. What actually happened was I was one day sitting in front of the computer and was trying to make a funny looking weird image that I could use for some sarcastic account on Instagram. And then I just downloaded the software on my laptop, started to draw. This apostate prophet avatar came out, which looked ridiculous, but I just looked at it and I thought, this is actually good. So I started using it. That's really the story behind that. Gedalia, thank you so much. We are all doing so well. Thanks so much for your comment. Valerie Waters asked, do you think women in Muslim countries are indoctrinated and actually believe all of it? Or do they realize the injustice happening to them and stay quiet to be safe-ish? I believe the majority of Muslims in Islamic countries, especially women, not especially women, I wouldn't say especially women, just erase that part, actually believe in the religion. They believe that all of it is true. They believe that the injustice they receive is also true, that it comes from God, that it comes from Allah. I mean, many people in rather moderate Muslim countries like Turkey start refusing parts of Islam, but most of those people who stick with Islam still believe in it and still try to convince themselves that everything is all right. But apostasy is growing very quickly in the Islamic world. Thank you so much for the question. Yara Bashkansky, if you're German, how can you speak English so good? I mean, I don't know. I just had always a tendency to learning different languages, being familiar with different cultures. And I always, from when I was very young, I started playing video games in English, watching movies in English, doing stuff in English. That's how. And I worked as a international expansion manager in Turkey and traveled a lot around the world. That's probably how it improved. But I'm right now in America. Don't be confused. That's how I'm being Americanized right now. Assimilated. Zipjo, how did you end up choosing the name Apostate Prophet? It was actually the Prophet in the beginning, so it wasn't anything distinct and nice, anything original. It was only the Prophet. But on Instagram, I was one day being invaded again by lots of Indian and Pakistan Muslims who were trying to get me banned. So I thought the best thing to do is to change my username. And then I thought of Apostate Prophet. It sounded very nice in that moment. And then I kept it, and I actually like it very much. So that's that's how simply it happened. But right now I'm very happy with that choice. Thank you for the question. Avinash Gander, $20 super chat. Thank you. Oh, no, okay. A different amount. Thank you so much for your super chat. Was there any comment with that? I'll just look out for the name Avinash Gander. If you have any question with that, I will be very glad to answer it. Otherwise, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And thank you everyone else for the great participation as usual, for the beautiful comments. Wow, the participation is bigger than ever, actually. Thank you so much, guys. I didn't even notice the viewer count until now. Okay, You know what's sad? I mean, I see so many questions, so many comments right now that I can't possibly follow. And the subscriber count is increasing very surprisingly, very, very quickly. At some point, I won't even be able to answer questions this way anymore. That's what I'm sad about. Yeah. Anyway, I'll still try to do my best. I mean, I'm trying the best. I'm trying my best to answer everything in under my videos and so on. JJK11, what are your views on the Constitution? Which Constitution? You mean the American one? If so, I don't know. I really need to specify which Constitution it is. What do you think of cult leaders saying they are gods? Asked by the greatest. Well, they are a bunch of lunatics. I mean, especially in the last decades, we have seen so many disasters around the world of cults dragging their followers into darkness, into death, even into collective suicide. Even don't trust such people. I was in a cult once, to be honest. Asked by Ray Bashir, what's your view on Muslim parents making their little girls, some as young as 4, wear hijab and dress modestly? Well, thanks for the question. Those people believe that they have to make their children get used to how Islam is lived. The Hadith support that. The Hadith say that you should teach your children to do such things, and if they reach puberty, you should force them to do things, especially the prayer, for example. So when people come to you and say, "Oh, the hijab is my choice. No one forces me. No one forces anyone. Everyone chooses the hijab," it's complete nonsense. That's the Islamic way of doing things, making them get used to it and then forcing them later on in life. According to their religion, it's right. According to non-Muslims, it's just stupid cruelty. Taniq Rahi, what's your opinion on Imam Tawhidi? I respect him. I respect his work. I mean, he has a very important presence right now in criticizing Islam and in world politics. And he got there very, very, very quickly. So I have respect for him, of course, but I think that his cause in reforming Islam and presenting some kind of different form of Islam is futile. I mean, I don't think he can actually do that. No one wants to believe that. No Muslim wants to follow him. Most of Imam Tawhidi's fans are not even Muslims. So, but I appreciate what he's doing. He's trying to decrease radical Islamism, and that's great. Jellyfish TN, do you know about Petra being the real Mecca? I don't buy that theory yet. I will make a video about that. I've seen that question so often. I'll make a video about why I don't believe in the theory that Petra was the original Mecca. And I will also research before I make that video. Maybe during that research, I will certainly start seeing that as the correct view. I don't know. I can't tell. Thank you so much. Bishal Malik, your views on ISIS. My views on ISIS? Seriously? They're a bunch of scumbags, and they go very much in the footsteps of Islam. That's, in short, my view on ISIS. But I promised I would make a video on ISIS very soon, and I will make it. Wapendra Mankar, thank you so much for your super chat twice. Thank you so much. I appreciate it very, very much. Thank you so much. I thought you were asking a question, but thank you so much. Very, very much, really. Randy Wilkes, what Christian Jewish sect would you consider a cult according to the Bible? I wouldn't want to go ahead and say anything about any Christian or Jewish sect or any other sect for that matter right now. But in the public, we have definitely some sects that even the majority of Jews and Christians cannot stand. And I usually share their views about such sects. John Pereira, even Allah is laughing in heaven listening to apostate prophet. I believe he is. Tanigrahi asked, how much do you miss Germany? It's my home country. Thank you for the question. It's my home country. I always consider it my home. I choose to be American. I choose to be a proud American. I choose to identify with America now. I'm here in this beautiful country, but I will always consider Germany my home. And I always have a very emotional connection to Germany that I always uphold and appreciate. Thanks for the very personal question. But yeah, nice username. What was it for like to eat pork for the first time in your life? It was actually very nice. I was hesitant a bit because somehow psychology explains why. I somehow had this like this weird approach towards pork for the first time after I left Islam, but afterwards I started enjoying it very much. And I started cursing Islam so much for missing out on that earlier in life. Anyway, The Real Truth said, if I send you an email regarding another lie told by Muslims, will you consider making a video about it? I can consider making a video about everything. If you have any ideas that you want to share with me that you want me to make videos on, just send them to me and I will consider making videos about such stuff. Okay, the live chat is going very crazy right now again. I'm very sorry if I miss your chat question, but as someone points out, I had just 23,000 subscribers a few days ago. I have 26 now. There is a huge increase, which I appreciate very, very much. Thanks so much, guys. And following the live chat becomes just as difficult the more the increase in subscribers happens. So I'm very sorry. I'm trying to do my best. Doc Corleone, what happened in Sweden? I didn't really look very much in it. I was very busy today, so I didn't look very much in it. But Sweden is currently very troubled with immigrant-related problems. And there is no problem in saying that. Even Sweden's own politicians in the opposition are right now saying that and voicing that problem. I don't know how much can you really talk about Sweden? I mean, everyone is talking about it, but Swedes don't see a problem. Can you make a parody of the worst of Islam by comparing it to something far worse? That's a nice fantasy. I could actually work on something like that. Thank you so much. Islam, Zionism, reg left, alt-right, geopolitics. What a username. Stop it. Zip Joe, how are you not afraid to show your face? Thank you so much. I am not afraid because I think that if I'm in any danger for criticizing Islam, if I'm in any danger for coming out and criticizing Islam very clearly, then I shouldn't be the one who is afraid. I mean, those people who pose the danger are the ones who should be afraid. I'm not the one who's being criminal. As long as I consider what I'm doing right, I will keep doing it. I don't care how many people threaten me in this. And if something ever happens to me, I don't believe it would, but then it would only prove my point. Thank you. I also I don't want to say that I am in absolute complete danger by doing all of this right now. I don't think that every Muslim in every corner wants to come and kill me. I mean, it's mostly usually very radicalized weirdos who would want to come and kill me, but I'm not afraid of them. I'm in America. We have a lot of things here in America for self-protection that other people don't have, and I feel much safer about that. Do I like kebab? I actually do. Ex nihilo, thanks for the question. Gedalia, make a video on Mary the Cook. I am considering doing that sometime soon. I'm currently having I currently have a list of all the topics that I want to make within the next couple of weeks. I'm working on those things, and I'm always refreshing my list, adding new things. I might do that at some time soon. Thank you so much. Flashbacks, negative image created by Islam since youth. Absolutely negate. Mr. Angry, are Kurds in Southeast Turkey natives to that land and deserve their own state? I can't say about anything regarding deserving their own state, but I would certainly say that they deserve to to make their own rules and to regulate their society by themselves, because Kurdish people are historically people who have lived there before even Turks arrived in Anatolia. So yeah. Dark Knight, why is your channel not monetized? It is actually monetized. I always, here's the problem. I said from the very beginning so much that my channel is not monetized and never will be. But at some point, I sent an application to YouTube for monetization, and I never believed that YouTube would actually accept that, because they let me wait for 3 months without any response. Afterwards, I suddenly received a shocking email in the morning saying that YouTube accepted my monetization request after reviewing my channel. So I could actually, you know, create, monetize my videos, but I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that anymore, because I have said so much that I don't monetize my videos, and I don't want to deal with YouTube shenanigans with being demonetized all the time. That's why I'm not monetizing my videos. I believe it's much better for the viewer. And I used YouTube with ads for so long, and it always pissed me off whenever I saw an ad in the middle of something important. I feel with you. Zahir Abdullah said, will you make a video about Sharia law? I will make it very soon. I'm planning a video about Sharia in under 10 minutes. I will make it very, very soon. Thank you so much. Okay. Gregor PQ, do you think Rotherham etc. is directly connected to Islam? Just for all those who don't know, Gregor PQ, I'm having a problem with R's, is referring to problems in England, especially to problems in the UK, especially in places like Rotherham, where little children were used in masses in gang groomings. And the perpetrators were mostly Muslims. I wouldn't say it is directly connected to Islam, but I would definitely say that it is influenced by an Islamic background of people who do that. Otherwise, how can you explain that the people who are guilty of selling and buying and raping little children, almost all of them have an Islamic background and follow Islam? You can't explain it in a different way. And you can explain it in such a way that Islam actually has no problem with pedophilia, and that Islam doesn't respect the free will and opinions of women at all. Thanks for the question. Thank you so much, Prasad Gujar. Thank you so much. Thanks, guys, for all the participation, for all the great comments. Thank you. Have you had any comments calling you a Jew? I have them all the time. I can just laugh about it. Oh, Lucifer Morningstar, it's actually you. Great to see you here. Yeah, I have lots of people every day calling me a Jew and a Zionist and a filthy Jew and whatever. People saying that Jews are funding my channel. If you're dealing with Islam, that's just inevitable. I mean, Israel, Zionism, Jews has always has to come up, even if I never mention Jews or Israel at all. Android boy BD, I look like a gay. You looks like a gay. You looks like a gay. That's the comment by Android boy BD. You looks like a gay. I don't know. Maybe. Turks drink all sorts of alcoholics, especially if it's delicious. Will Erdogan ban it? Erdogan is currently putting a lot of taxes on alcohol, and for all those who don't know, Turkey is actually having big problems with America right now because of some things that happened in Turkey, because of Turkey arresting an American preacher and stuff like that, and Trump imposing tariffs and sanctions on Turkey, and Turkey responds with imposing tariffs on imports from America and so on. And what Turkey did as a result was to use that chance, to use that opportunity, and make a huge tax, make a huge tariff on alcoholic drinks imported from America. A 70% tariff on alcoholic drinks imported from America. It's insane. If you're in Turkey, it's very expensive to get drunk. Please don't go to Turkey and get drunk. Dum. Realität. which Islamic sect did you belong to in Germany? I lived in Germany and in Turkey, and I was a Sunni Muslim, and I belonged to a Sufi order when I was very religious, a Sunni Sufi order. Um, it was very stupid, yeah. And I left it after a long time of questioning. If you are interested in that, you can watch my Why I Left Islam videos. There are a total of 3 of them on my channel. I explained, I think, in very many details how I left Islam, why I left Islam, what happened after it, and so on. Do a video about what happened after Muhammad died, said by AS Entertainment. I will do that actually very soon. Thanks. Chevalier Armand said, why are other religions crap? Why is other religious crap here? Because I'm tolerant of other religions. That's why people of all kinds of religions. I've seen Christians in my comment section, Hindus in my comment section, Buddhists, Jews, so many others. I don't have anything against them. I don't have anything against the fact that they believe in those religions. So that's why so many people feel free and come in my comment section to talk about atheism, Christianity, Hinduism, make Christian prayers, say atheist, anti-theist things. That's about tolerance. I mean, I don't want to divide people when my main focus is Islam. And I appreciate that everyone can freely say whatever they want here in my comment section. John TDC, thank you so much for the super chat. All the best from the UK. Greetings to the UK. Thank you so much. Thank you. That's what happens when you let a German talk in a live chat. God. Viber. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce Indian names sometimes. Remove your beard. No, I won't remove my beard. I like being bearded. My beard is not Islamic. I mean, I see that comment so often, but my beard has nothing to do with Islam. You see this mustache, this long mustache here, and short here and long here. That is as un-Islamic as it gets. If I shaved it all off, that would be more Islamic than this is Islam than this. You know, in Islam, it's forbidden to have a mustache like this, and it's also forbidden to make a style like this. That's the last time I'm talking about my beard. I know my beard is very interesting, but still. Sami BM, science proof that we don't have free will. Then why will God put us in hell? I believe you're referring to the theory that Sam Harris and other people like him also suggest that according to science, we don't have free will. I don't fully agree with that, so I wouldn't even say anything about it. Do I know that Hindu philosophy has materialistic schools of thought as well, called Sharvakas? I don't know if that's true. Angel Punder, I don't know about that. I have no idea about it. I might actually research it. Gedalia, thank you so much. I have always appreciated your comments. Thank you. Thanks for being here. Thanks everyone for being here. Thanks for the great participation. Thank you so much. I see so many familiar faces, and it's great. It's great to have you here. Lloyd Billings, thank you so much. I love your country. I love America. Do you like bacon? I don't. It's decent, Jolien. Thanks for the question. It's decent, but I'm not really that much into it. Tony Lamy 74. Do you like rock? I do, actually. Thank you. Sri Krishna, why is UK so politically correct? It has. I mean, I talked with Sham Sharma on the Sham Sharma show only recently about that. I think it just has to do with how Europeans, how Western people, white people have become. I mean, Western people adopted this, started to develop this extreme form of compassion for other people, and the Western world is the only world where foreign immigration is so big, where the West just allowed people to pour into countries, which I have nothing against. I'm totally fine with regular immigration. And since the West is the most developed, the most successful culture in the world right now, it's totally understandable that people come to the West. But especially after stuff that happened in the last century, Western people started to develop this extreme, irrational form of compassion for everything and everyone. And that's why British politicians always want to keep this political correctness and never allow people to actually speak their minds. It's stupid, but it's part of our culture nowadays. AS Entertainment, do you hate Kurds? No, I don't hate anyone based on their racial or ethnic background at all. And I don't have anything against Kurds at all. I actually supported the cause of Kurds when I was in Turkey for quite a time. Afterwards, I just let go of it because I didn't care about Turkey anymore, but I did at some time. TP Bear, thank you for letting me use your content. You are welcome. Thank you so much for using my content. I have to check that out. What are you doing with my content? I probably told you that it's totally fine to use my content, so it's totally fine. You're welcome. Muslim defense. This supposed prophet doesn't understand Arabic. What credential? Oh, great. I don't understand Arabic. Yeah, I don't understand Arabic. I don't speak Arabic fluently. I can't read Arabic fluently. I can't fucking talk Arabic fluently. Here, you got it. I say it, okay? I say it. I don't speak Arabic. I don't talk Arabic. Guess what? Most Muslims don't speak and don't understand Arabic. And most Islamic scholars don't understand, don't read, don't speak Arabic. God, what a logic. Sorry for cursing, guys. The greatest. Why don't you like Turkey? Well, I don't like Turkey because mostly of my past with Turkey, and also mostly because of the way Turks are politically oriented and otherwise. Like women's rights issues in Turkey, for example, are very, 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 very bad. That's why I don't like Turkey. Yeah, it's mostly because of my past and because I feel no personal connection to Turkey. I was dragged to Turkey because of my parents, but I never had a connection to it. That's why. Dank Puna said, how did Muhammad know about 124,000 other prophets? And why are there 124,000 other prophets in Islamic literature? It has greatly to do with mythology. That's just a hint. I will come to that actually in a few weeks. I'm going to talk about that. Ernesto Gomez, exactly. I mean, many Muslims who want to defend Islam and play this "oh, you don't speak Arabic" card always want to hit you with that. They think by saying that you are not an Arab and you don't read Arabic as your native language, you have no right to say anything about Arabic. God. We have much older languages in today's world that we can figure out so easily. We have we have so highly regarded translations of the Quran everywhere. We can study Egyptian history nowadays. That's such a stupid argument. If people who don't understand Islam can't talk about Islam, then the vast majority of Muslims and the vast majority of Islamic scholars shouldn't talk about Islam and shouldn't practice Islam. Mohammed Baloch says, how are you alive? How many Muslims tried to fight you in person? Actually, no one did so far. Many people always told me that they're finding my address and coming to kill me and stuff like that, but it's not happening. Someone tried to actually someone threatened me in Turkey before with cutting off my head, but it didn't happen. I'm still here. Yeah, another example to the Arab issue that we had just now. The masked Arab speaks Arabic, and he had actually very great content in Arabic that he explained in such a great way. Some other jerk whose name I don't even want to mention, who was also here on YouTube, made some videos debunking the masked Arab, and were total failures. Total logical flaws and stuff like that. And I heard he's also going to make a video about me sometime soon, but let him do that. Anyway. Good Life asked, what do you think? Will Islam be abolished ever as it is a disease? I find it funny when people say such things. I say it too when I say it. I say Islam is cancer. Okay. I believe it will definitely end within the next 150 to 200 years. Definitely. That's what I believe. Because it is dying right now. I mean, Saudi Arabia, Turkey, Pakistan, Jordan, Indonesia. Those are the countries that I remember seeing stuff about. So many people in those countries, especially in Saudi Arabia, Islamic scholars are pointing out that there is an increasing danger of atheism in their countries, in the Muslim community, that so many people are interested in other religions, in atheism, and leaving Islam. There was only a report recently of almost 10% of the youth in Saudi Arabia being interested in atheism and apostasy, which is a very, very great thing. And of course, Muslim scholars and leaders are afraid of that, but it's happening, guys. Tippy Bear, I'm coming to your house to eat your cookies. Cookies Akbar, please come. That was a reference to what I just said about death threats, right? Can I make a video about Adam? No. I'm not going to talk about jerks like. Fine. Now you made me say it. No, I don't want to. I don't want to talk about funny YouTube creators that come out and make prank videos and at the same time try to spread Islam, or go out in the street and make clickbait videos where they make people listen to the Quran, or some people rhyming on YouTube like, you are wondering about the end of the world. I can tell you the end of the world is very soon. I don't know. I'm not going to talk about those people. I think they are doing something for their own Muslim community. I'm not going to go into a discussion with them. But thanks for the question. Gregor PQ, do you like Jordan Peterson? I like him moderately. I mean, he has many views that I don't agree with, and I think his take on religion and religiosity is very, very confusing. I can get behind it, but he's not very honest about it. And he has some views about society, about stuff like marriage, that I, as a rather libertarian, as a socially libertarian person, can never agree with. So yeah, I like him. I respect him very much for his knowledge, for stuff that he does. Yeah, that's all. So, thank you so much for the question. Ayman Khan said, apostate prophet, why don't you expose Christianity also, you hypocrite Islamophobe? First off, go and search for the definition of Islamophobe. I can logically not be an Islamophobe. Just saying. Otherwise, I'm not making criticism of Christianity because Christianity is a religion that is not nearly as bad as your religion, which is Islam. That's why I'm not making videos about Christianity. I hope you like this answer. Thank you so much, Ayman Khan. Will I ever come to Speaker's Corner? No. My main reason not to come to Speaker's Corner is because I'm in America, not in the UK. My second reason not to come to Speaker's Corner is because Speaker's Corner is not a place where people have productive conversations, where people have fruitful talks. It's mostly a place where people just yell at each other, and no one wants to accept another one's opinion anyway. And it's usually ravished by mobs. I wouldn't want to be in such an environment. I would rather make my own thing and talk to people who actually want to talk logically about stuff. That's why I'm here. Will I ever appear on the Gin and Tonic show? I don't know. I didn't have an interaction so far. If they want me to, I could do that. Yeah. I know my name is difficult to pronounce, just say it. Priti Kanalwa. I hope that was accurate. Omar Khan said, how did your life get better after leaving Islam? You can be Muslim and do anything you want. Well, I never... Okay, let me explain it like this. Wherever I was ideologically in my life, I always thought that I shouldn't follow anything blindly and stupidly. So I shouldn't say I am a communist or a Muslim or this and that, and then do nothing about it. Whenever I devoted myself to actually following some life philosophy or some ideology or religion, I always wanted to do it the right way. So when I was very, very Islamic, when I really believed in Islam and loved Allah, I tried to follow it the best way I could in every moment of my life. I mean, I would sit down at night and pray for hours. What a stupidity. And I would torture myself, depriving myself from basic liberties. After I left Islam, everything became so much better. I mean, I'm so much freer now. I use free thought now. I'm so much more tolerant of people disagreeing with me, and so much more. Life after Islam is beautiful. I hope everyone experiences. I hope everyone who is in Islam experiences life after Islam for good. Asked by someone with an alphabet that I can't read, Sanskrit, asked if I read all my comments under all the videos. I actually do. When I publish a video, I start within the first 30 minutes replying to some comments and using the love function for some comments. I can't read all comments, but I'm trying to read as much as possible. And very often I go back to videos. I'm trying to read the comment section, especially the most important ones. But on videos like the one I made about India, it was impossible to possibly read everything. So yeah, I'm trying my best, seriously, guys. I mean, I really appreciate all the feedback. I appreciate all the participation, all the subscriber count, all the comments. I'm trying to always stay on top. Thanks so much for all your questions, all your great comments, and so on. The only good Muslim is an ex-Muslim, Beavis Jones. I'm not saying anything. You said that. Ayman Khan, Christianity also teaches violence. Read the Old Testament. Ayman Khan, I don't know if I should be the one breaking it to you, but Christianity doesn't believe in following the laws of the Old Testament. Testament means, I mean, it's also called Old Agreement and New Agreement, the New Testament and the Old Testament. See, when we say Old Testament, we mean that it's actually old from a Christian perspective. And the New Testament is the New Testament from the Christian perspective. In mainstream Christianity, the Christianity that we see everywhere, Christians don't have to follow the Old Testament. And I'm very sorry for telling you this. I hope you can get over this. Thank you so much for your comment. Do I like bacon? I do, Doc Wright. Thank you so much. What do I think about the Battle of Badr? Asked by Anshul Pundir. I will go through that. It's a very long topic, and the battles that Muslims fought are very long. I will make actually videos about those soon. Gedalia. Yeah, that's what I meant. Old Covenant and New Covenant. The Old Covenant is an Old Covenant for Old Covenant for a reason. Ayman Khan, please educate yourself about the matter. See, that's what's the problem. Muslim apologists want to defend Islam by making comments about different religions, and while doing so, they're making comments about religions without even knowing about those religions. See, that's the difference between you and me, dear Muslim apologist. I'm not talking about Islam without having any clue about Islam. I'm talking about Islam with my past experience, with my past studies, and I spent years on studying Islam. And whenever I intend to actually make a video, I go again, although I researched it multiple times, I go into it again, and I research it over and over again. People mostly don't do that. And if you come here and say that Christianity also encourages violence, and that's why I should talk about Christianity instead of Islam, and then you say, just look at the Old Testament, that just shows me that you have no idea what you're talking about. Sorry. And I'm not making Christian apologetics. I don't care about. I don't have to care about Christianity. It has no benefit to me at all. Why would I do that? Angel Punya, thank you. I said Happy Independence Day to India at the very beginning of the live chat. Again, Happy Independence Day to all Indians. Thanks for all the questions, guys. It's wonderful. Tanky said, if you don't read and write Hebrew fluently, you can't criticize Zionism. You can also not criticize Judaism, by the way. Jalal Mia said, why do anti-Islam YouTubers get so successful so quick? I am currently assuming that you are making this comment from a Muslim perspective. It's nonsense. See, many Muslims nowadays come and believe that there is this big anti-Muslim industry, especially this ex-Muslim industry, of people coming out and saying they left Islam, and those people get very big on YouTube and earn lots of money. I can guarantee you there is not a single person who is active and an ex-Muslim on YouTube who makes actually a living off being an ex-Muslim. There is no one. The closest to actually making a living of this would be the Masked Arab with his 70,000 subscribers, I believe. But not even he is into it. He's not even making videos right now for the last half a year or so. There is no such industry. Stop believing in bullshit. Question Islam instead. Stop questioning other stuff. Laurie Hood said, I saw you in the comments on a David Wood video. Yeah. I like David Wood. I actually respect his works very much. I think he's contributing greatly to criticizing Islam factually, which many people who criticize Islam fairly don't do, sadly. And I actually had a talk with him, and we talked about making something together in the future, but both him and me didn't really have the time to come together and do that. So it might happen sometime in the future, but maybe it might be very soon. I don't know. Argy Bargy said, will you become more active on Minds someday? It's a nice platform, Minds.com, but I'm not really using it right now. I tried uploading stuff on there several times. I tried tracking it several times. I believe the platform Minds.com is currently very, very flawed, which is a shame because it's a very nice alternative platform for stuff like censorship-filled stuff like Facebook. What's your name? My name is. I use Rico as my name currently. Which is not my actual name. My actual original name is Redvan, which is a Turkish Arabic name. No, I'm not afraid of saying this because you can find that already in my writings, in my articles that I have left on the Geller report, which is Pamela Geller's website. Okay, Ayman Khan. Christians don't follow the Old Testament. Can someone please make it clear to this guy? God. Okay. Mr. Angry. Is Islam the shallowest and dumbest religion? I wouldn't say it's the dumbest religion, but I would definitely say it's the darkest religion. What do I think about Fethullah Gulen? Asked by Robert Wostman. For those who don't know, Fethullah Gulen is a Turkish preacher who created his own Islamic path, his own Islamic movement, which he called the Light Movement or the Nur Movement. He's currently in America, somewhere in Pennsylvania, and the Turkish government has an extreme problem with him because they started parting ways, although they were allies before. And the Turkish government currently believes that Fethullah Gulen was behind an attempted coup that happened in 2016 in Turkey. I don't follow Fethullah Gulen very much, but I believe while not causing much danger in the world, he is a hypocrite. I might talk about such religious leaders in the future. Right now, I don't think it's very interesting to talk about those people. What do you think about the comment wars on your videos? Fabrica said, what do you think about the comment wars on your videos? I don't believe that there is actually a big comment war going on in my videos. I mean, I see sometimes that Muslims and other people are insulting each other and arguing very harshly with each other in my comment section. I can't do anything against it. Sometimes I comment and argue with Muslims, try to do it in a respectful way. Mostly the other side, the Islamic side, replies in an extremely disrespectful way, after which I just drop the conversation as it is, so everyone can see how the conversation actually went, which is that I came here to make an actual point, and my Islamic opponent just said something like, educate yourself, you will burn in hell, I will beep your mother and your father, and this and that. About all the other comment wars going on between Christians and atheists, Hindus and this and that, I don't believe there is very much going on. I think my comment section is fairly respectful and beautiful, and I appreciate that. Thanks for the question, though. Sorry for my voice. It always gets so bad when I do live chats. KCCI. I might do videos about stuff that Islam actually took from Syriac scriptures or from Christian Apocrypha texts. I made such a little detail in one of my videos before, which was I believe it was the video that I titled "Muslims Love Jesus So Much Hard." Yeah, there I talked a bit about it, but I might actually talk about something like that in future. Anshul Punder, have you ever been to India? No, I have never been to India. Pascal Jericho said, what is your opinion about Christian Prince? I don't follow him very much. I see sometimes that he's making very, 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 very long live chats that go like 5 to 6 hours. It's incredible. I wouldn't be able to do that. I respect what he's doing, but I never really actually looked into his content and what he's doing. I would actually like to have a conversation with him at some time. I don't know. That's all I know about him. Thanks. Khan Verman said, is it possible to convince your father to that Islam is wrong without hurting his feelings? What do you think? I actually thought about it myself. I mean, I'm doing so much here to counter Islam in a normal, rational way, in a sarcastic but still respectful way. While I'm doing that, why wouldn't I go to my parents and tell them about my perspective? I actually think about that very often, but I think there is no use in it. I mean, why would I do that? Before that, if I converted to a different religion, I would actually it would be important for me, and I would actually spend time on somehow converting my parents to my new religion. But since I don't have a religion, it doesn't make any sense for me to try to convert my parents into my status and drag them to hell or something like that, or in nothingness. So, and talking to Muslims and talking to your parents, if you are a Muslim, if you are an ex-Muslim, is a very problematic issue. So I can't give you any advices. I would just say it depends very much on the personality of your parents, if you want to talk to them about your disbelief in Islam. Randy Wilkes asked, do you like Christopher Hitchens? I do very much. For a very long time, I followed so many things and gathered so much information, as much as I could. Right now, I'm busy more with my own stuff with Islam, but I liked very much Christopher Hitchens' blunt criticism of Islam and of everything else. And I wish he was alive today. He had such a blunt, such an open criticism of Islam. We really need him today. We really need people like that. And he did that without making people of other extremist circles jump up and down. Tony69 North said, thoughts on paganism or Tengrism? This question actually reminds me of something else. But I'll answer your question. I believe that a lot of pagan cultures, also Tengrism in the past, had a lot of very nice and very interesting things. Tengrism was quite a violent religion, though. And I know people nowadays like like Turkists, how they call themselves, don't want to accept that Tengrism was originally a violent religion, but it actually was, because um, among nomads from the Far East, also among Tengrism, people had this issue that they boosted their warrior culture with stuff like Tengrism, with that the gods want you to fight and to shed blood. That's why Tengris also did stuff like burying your warriors with their swords and their horses in a grave. Otherwise, I believe that paganism, lots of different sorts of paganism, carry lots of beautiful and wonderful things that people can actually look to and just enjoy thinking and talking about. Um, but aside from that, I just want to say, when I say paganism in my videos, or when I say Islamic paganism, I don't mean that in a derogatory sense. I don't have anything against pagans. I don't have anything against pagan culture. Pagan was originally a derogatory word, but has become kind of a normal word that pagans themselves use to talk to themselves. But yeah, that's just what I wanted to say. Thanks for the question. I wanted to say something else, but I have no idea where I was going. More questions. Islam is cancer for humanity. I agree. Everyday 420. I agree with your comment. I won't read it out, however. Raman Salam said, can you do a video on embryo in the Quran? I will make it. Many Muslim apologists nowadays claim that the Quran was miraculous in that it accurately described how babies are born and shaped in the womb of a mother, which is total nonsense as usual. But I will talk about that soon too. What do I think about Cenk Uygur? And would I have a debate with him? Having a debate with Cenk Uygur should be one of the most. okay. I'm not going to say that, but I think debating him shouldn't be such a hard thing, because Cenk Uygur is not really a very knowledgeable person, although he has his own platform. And I think, to be very clear, that it's actually very biased and very stupid. He is a fellow guy with Turkish origins. And sometimes people ask me about Cenk Uygur because of that. I wish they didn't ask me about Cenk Uygur. I feel embarrassed talking about that. Sorry. Make a video about pre-Islamic Arabia. The name of TV channel is off. Thank you for the question. Thank you for the comment. I will make a video about pre-Islamic Arabia. I actually want to make a series about pre-Islamic Arabia, but it's a bigger project that I want to keep for the future. Muhammad R. said, what do you think about death? Do you believe in soul? I don't know. I don't know. I'm not going to tell you that, oh, nothing happens. After you live, you just become soil and then you are gone and this and that. I'm not pushing my weird views on you. I always think about the origin and the future of life. And most people, everyone basically, has no idea what will happen when we are die, and I don't have any idea either. I spend a lot of thought about it, especially when I'm mentally in very nice states that are induced by external elements. Anyway, hope that answers the question. KCCI, Constantinople. I don't know what to say about Constantinople, but thanks for the comment. Sorry, I'm trying to find new questions that I haven't talked about earlier. Thanks so much, everyone, for the great participation, for the great comments. Thank you so much. I will be here for about another half an hour, if I can really do that, because my voice is getting very messed up right now. I want to buy you a beer from a fellow ex-Muslim, Mr. Angry. Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you so much for your donation. Thanks so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Raman Salam said, did you consider converting to Jainism? No. I haven't actually thought about converting to any religion. I don't believe I will ever be part of any religion ever again. Okay, let me be very honest. This is the most honest moment that I had on a live chat so far. I am very sorry. Okay, here's what I think. Um, I think very much about religion, about religious beliefs, and so on. Very, very much every day almost. I think about them at night. I think about them when I read something. I come up with theories about the past and the future, and so on. And I like being a free thinker. I like being able to form my own opinions, to talk about them, to prove myself wrong every day. And here is the thing: even when I left Islam, I had this thing in my mind. I said, I can never trust people 100%. I can never trust someone in America or in Canada or in Japan, wherever, 100% about something that they say and can't back up. So I can never anymore trust in a supernatural message brought by some people that ask me to trust them. And I believe if there is any system outside there, if there is any God or any gods or any other thing outside there that will ask me about my actions in this world, I don't believe they would, if they existed, actually judge me based on my actions on earth. Because I always tried my best to be a great human, to do the right things. That's what I think. I always use my own free opinions, and I don't want to be limited by any human system, no matter of what nature it is. I hope that was that was an answer enough for you. But I always tolerate every kind of belief that people have, as long as it doesn't interfere with the rights of others, which Islam does greatly. Narrowgate, if you lie once, are you bad? No, everyone lies about stuff. Thank you for the question. Jesus Christ is Lord. I'm not going to say that, but you can say that. What do you think about Hinduism? I don't know very much about Hinduism. As far as I can see, it is a rather disconnected religion compared to Abrahamic religions. I don't mean it in a bad way. I'm saying that that Hinduism doesn't have a greatly clearly outlined system of do's and don'ts like other religions that we have in the West. Other than that, I didn't research Hinduism to such an extent that I would find it fair to talk about it by myself. I want to stay honest and clear with you. That's why I wouldn't make any specific comments about the beliefs of and the philosophies of Hinduism. Slovak Queen said, I know many people that got involved in religion. It made them a better person. I agree. I believe that some religions like Hinduism or Buddhism or Christianity, sorry, some people might call those other religions life choices or philosophies, but I believe some of them actually might help a lot of people have a better life and have more meaning about themselves, have hope for their future. It doesn't do the same thing to me. I believe I have become such a much better and much more tolerant person once I left religion entirely. And here I am still not yelling about your religion, so I guess we are all good. What is my opinion on Jews? What was my opinion on Jews when I was a Muslim? Asked by Matt Smith. Uh, I say that Jew hatred in Islam is an Islamic issue. I say that because Jew hatred is very clearly found in Islamic scripture. There is no denial about that. It's found in Islamic eschatology. It's found in early Islamic scripture. It's found in the Quran, the Hadith, and so on. And in almost every Islamic sect ever on this planet, Jews are hated. When I was a Muslim, I was very anti-Semitic too. I wasn't as anti-Semitic as some people that I see today. I still thought that globally Jews are a problem and are bad, but one-on-one I could have a conversation with a Jew without being assholes to each other. That's what I always thought when I was a Muslim. But that might be due to my Western background, due to my Western culture. But at some point, I was also against the whole Zionist agenda and Israel and so on. Right after I left Islam, I just put it in front of me and started making up my own opinions. And I came to the conclusion that there is really no reason I should hate Jews or Zionism or Israel. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Satan, you are here? Guys, thank you, Satan. Thank you so much for your super chat. Thanks for being here. Makes me very happy. Guys, Satan is here. If you don't know his channel, please check it out. Hey, Satan, I really have to have a conversation with you about something that I have in my mind for a common project. Thanks for being here. And please make more of those great videos. We all enjoy them. I enjoy them too. Thank you so much. Hey, if you want to contact me, by the way, just contact me on Twitter. We really need to have a talk about some important stuff. And another super chat came from Farouk Nassim and $10 saying, do you think this religion will survive in its current form, say 100 years from now? I believe it could actually survive for the next 100 years. But I think beyond that, Islam will clearly die because a new generation Muslim in 150 years won't give a shit about Islamic do's and don'ts anymore. That's what I believe. I'm very certain about that. Yeah. I want to give again attention to Satan for being here. Thank you so much. And you really contact me on Twitter. We really need to have a talk about something that I have in mind. Okay. That was enough attention given to Satan. You stole all the attention. Thank you so much. Okay. Beltajar Azaria, I love you, Apostate Prophet. I love you too. I love everyone who chooses to be here, who chooses to support me. Thank you so much, guys. Thanks for the great participation. Thanks for the great comments and questions. I'll try to answer as many as possible. As long as I'm here for the next 22 minutes. D. Chema said, are you a Christian now? I just talked about it. I believe you were not here. I'm not a Christian. I'm not religious. I'm a non-theist. I don't even want to use the word atheist because of discussions among atheists that they do. Because some atheists assume that by calling myself an atheist, I also have to be an anti-theist. But no, I don't believe in religion. I'm not a Christian. No. If you ever hear me saying something in favor of Christianity, it's only because I'm trying to correct something someone said wrongly about Christianity. It's not because I'm a Christian. Yeah, I don't use labels for myself. I speak always freely. I hope that answers the question. Thank you so much. Other questions that I haven't answered before. There are so many just comments other than questions here right now. I actually like that. I have nothing against it. Thank you, guys. What are my thoughts on Muslim immigration in Europe? I believe that if immigration happens on an individual level, on a legal and individual level, sorry, I just saw a different comment. On an individual level, so that people just want to come to a European country because they want to live there, because they want to work there decently. I have no problem with that. I never had a problem with it. But if governments want to force their own people to accept refugee waves and stuff like that, I'm heavily against that. I'm certainly against that. Because as we have seen, the majority of European people, the majority of people in Europe agree, according to a study that was made only 1 or 2 years ago, that we should stop mass immigration in Europe. The majority of European people don't want mass immigration, and I totally agree with them, because you in Europe have your own culture, and not everyone can deal with a huge flow of a completely different culture coming into a country. This is not about xenophobia or racism or whatever. It's just a very natural thing. If one culture that is very different from from the local culture just starts flowing into it, things won't go planned because it's difficult. TB Bear, you are very correct in that I was fangirling. I'm not fangirling. I just love Saitan very much. Argy Bargy, here's to freedom of having a beer without fear. Thank you so much for your super chat. Thank you so much for your comment. Thanks so much. As I said it at the very beginning, I don't encourage anyone to use a super chat function. If you want to do it anyway, thank you so much. Narrowgate, thank you. Thank you for your appreciation. What is my idea of God? Asked by Arya Bhatt. Oh, philosophy. Let me not talk about this right here, okay? Because if I talk about this right here, right now, I'll probably keep talking about this for the next 20 minutes, and then the live chat will be over without being able to answer all the questions. But I might talk about that at some point, or I might actually dedicate one live chat to just my view on religion and the origin and the end of life. But right now, that's really too much. But thanks for your question. Can you tell something about Takia? Asked by Miriam Perdik. I'll make a video about Takia very soon. I promised that. I know I always say I make a video about this, about that very soon. Of course I'll do. No, I'm actually going to make a video about it. I don't believe that Takia is a very big problem that Muslims vastly use. Most Muslims don't even have any idea what Takia is, to be very honest. But I'll explain it. It is an Islamic issue. It is also an Islamic issue that is used by many people who follow Islam. And it is an issue that's also used indirectly by many Muslims in that it has an influence on their talk and their behavior. But I don't think that taqiyya is a very big problem that is known and used by every Muslim that you see in your life. Scott Walker, stop asking questions about porn. I don't want to talk about porn right now. Soban Tahir said, was your Instagram taken down? Yes. My Instagram page was banned after 10,000 followers. I kept it going for over a year, and then it just was deleted by Mark Zuckerberg's platform, Instagram. D. Shima said, how do you balance or deal with anti-Muslims who rally behind you? Well, good question. Thank you for the question. I said many times before, I think even in my first video, I don't even know if I kept that part in that video. I always said that I don't agree with people who have very radical opinions about Muslims or any other groups for that matter. I'm not here to do that. The thing is that I don't also, I will never get out there and say that I denounce every single extremist or Nazi or communist or hater or this or that who follows me, and that I want all of them to go away. I will never say that. I can promise all of you that now. I don't agree with Nazis. I don't agree with people who tend to be closer to a very radical right-wing ideology of limiting immigration to a level where it doesn't even exist properly. I don't agree with such people. I don't agree with such views on any side of the political spectrum, but I will also never directly attack them and tell them to go away, because I went through many phases in my life, and I found myself in many extremist phases in my life. And right now, I'm just so much a centrist, so much calm, and just telling people to always be reasonable. But now, I mean, with me having such a past, with me having such extremist elements in my past, I am not the one to come out and say that I don't want these people and those people following me here on YouTube. I'm not the one to say that. I have my message. I do what I do. If people take my message in a different way that I don't intend it to give, then that's not my problem. I'm very sorry. But yeah, thanks for the question. It's a very deep question, and it's very important. Why is music banned in Islam? Asked by Suraj. Everything that's fun is banned in Islam. That's why. I don't actually know. I thought a lot about it, but I couldn't really come to a conclusion how Islam actually ended up making a ban on music, which is the most ridiculous thing ever. Another super chat by Arya, but thank you so much for your super chat. I appreciate it very, very much. Evan Del Rey said, I am so sexy, referring to me, the apostate prophet. I don't agree with you, but thank you. Thanks. Thanks for the great comments. Thanks for all the participation. Thanks. E. Dartsy said, where do you stand politically, left, right, or center? I would place myself very much in a center. I would call myself a centrist. For those who don't know what I mean by being a centrist, I agree with many views held by socially conservative people. I agree with more views held by economically conservative people, but I also agree with many views that are held by socially left-leaning people, and especially libertarian-oriented people. I see myself as a centrist in that I don't want to go to extreme political measures in time without discussing them on both sides evenly and coming to a common ground where people actually agree with each other. I am a centrist in that way. I wouldn't place myself on the right or on the left. But if you want me to say this, I would place myself in social terms very libertarian, and in economic terms slightly right. I believe in capitalism. What is that? Oniraj said the internet was invented by Jews. It is haram. It should actually be considered haram by Muslims. But there is something conflicting. In Islam, it is also said that, and in Islam also defends this view that if your opponent has something useful that you could use for your advantage, then you should actually use it. But if it comes to stuff like clothing, then you should definitely not do it, because if you dress like a Jew, then you are a Jew and you will go to hell. Sorry for my... Thanks, guys, so much. Thanks for the participation. Thanks for all the great comments. We have 10 minutes left. Godfrey Norton said, do you have any solution for the German crisis? I actually don't. I believe that people should just voting for the current party and start coming down and having actual conversations where people take referendums about people's opinions on stuff like immigration seriously. Sadly, Europe doesn't do that right now, and Germany doesn't do that either. What Germans do is, oh, we have a new far-right party in our country that is getting more and more support from angry people in our country, and that's why we should be more tolerant and stuff like that. That's how Europeans work right now, and it's embarrassing. Babu Kam said, how can you lie without getting red in the face? How can you say so many lies, you kafir? Thanks for proving my point, Babu Kamsh. Thank you so much. Scott Walker asked me, what hairstyle do you have? I don't know. I have no idea what any style is called. Oh, God. Okay. Hey, apostate, what state do you live in? I live in a rather central state in America. That's why I gave you central time when I announced that I'm going to have a live chat. But I wouldn't at this point say further about where I live. I will say that I will have to make that clear once I make my activities much bigger. But at this point, let me have at least that sort of privacy that I need to protect myself. I actually don't believe I'm in any danger. I'm in America. I don't believe I'm in any danger. Could you please do a video about supposed Quranic miracles and focus on things that the moderate Muslims preach instead of pointing out the things that pretty much everyone knows by now? I'm doing things about very often talked stuff because many people don't know about these things. Another issue is that I want to present stuff uh, from my own perspective. I want to make my take on stuff. That's why I talk about many things like how the Quran was written, how the Quran turned into a book, and stuff like that. I want to talk about uh, as many things as I could possibly talk about. But I will make a video about Quranic miracles, and I actually have a plan for that. I do. Thanks for the question. Mhm. I'm trying to find new questions. How can Muslims claim that the Quran is incorruptible while other holy books are corrupted? Atul Singh. It makes no sense. I mean, if you have seen my last video, no, the one before about the Quran, about who really wrote the Quran, it makes really no sense to believe that the Quran is completely flawless and the direct word of God. But I suppose that's just something that you have to believe in if you are a Muslim. I believed in the same thing too. I believed that when I opened the Quran, word for word was actually Allah's direct word, preserved in its perfect meaning and form, talking directly to me. What a bunch of nonsense. Moit Goat said, "Is astrology haram in Islam?" Thank you for the super chat so much. Astrology is not in its entirety haram in Islam. It would be considered haram in Islam if you go to such an extent that people are going with astrology today. But otherwise, there have been people in Islamic history, especially Sufis, who actually found themselves working with astrology. And to some extent, it wouldn't be considered haram. It's just controversial. Okay, I'm taking my last sip of water. Bij said, will you invite Abdullah Samir on a talk in a live chat? I might. I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to have many conversations on my channel with so many different people who have their own platforms and so much to talk already, because I believe I'm focusing on my form of a YouTube channel that critiques Islam. But he's a very knowledgeable person. I might actually have a chat with him at some time. If I do that, it would be in a form of a questions and answers where he could sit with me together and answer your questions. That's what I would do, I guess. But I don't have a plan with that. But as an ex-Muslim to another ex-Muslim, of course, I support what he's doing. Does Allah know you are his apostate prophet? I believe he knows. Allah is all-knowing. Okay, I'm trying to find actual questions instead of joke questions right now. Neith Leonhardt said, "Have you heard of the numerical miracles of the Quran? And if so, what is your opinion on them?" Big kudos for you and for your work. Thank you so much, Neith. Well, numerical miracles can refer to two things as far as I have been up to date, which is that some people say that there are numerical miracles without going into the whole numerical mysticism, by saying that the Quran has this many verses, and in this many verses it says day, and there are actually this many days in a year and stuff like that. That's complete garbage. You could do that with any book in the world in some way. You could do similar techniques with the Bible or with Indian scriptures. You could do that with Richard Dawkins' The God Delusion and say there is a miracle behind it. It's complete hogwash. It's complete nonsense. About the other numerical miracles issue, there is a reformist Islamic Quranist view, which says that the entire Quran has some form of a pattern in which the entire Quran is mathematically in some sort of system, all tied together. It's complete nonsense. I talked earlier about a guy called Edip Yüksel, who is a reformist Muslim, a Quranist who lives in America. He has a YouTube channel. You can follow him if you want, because he doesn't agree with the extremist Muslims. But the whole reformist, mysticist, mathematical miracle stuff is, I can't even find the word to say it. Muhammad Ubaidullah Fahad said, "You are afraid to talk to renowned Muslims, to talk on live chat." Yeah. So I have to make the statement. I want everyone to know that I'm very afraid of talking about Islam, because I'm very afraid that a Muslim would debunk me. I'm also very afraid of talking to Zakir Naik, for example, or other scholars like him, especially if those scholars like Zakir Naik have never been on debates and refuse to have debates except if they are in their own organizations where they can control the people in their audience as they wish. Ludwig Wittgenstein said, "Would you consider the God of the Bible the same God of the Quran?" I wouldn't say that the God of the Quran is the same God of the Bible. For that, even from an objective point of view, there are too many differences between Christianity and Islam. So I wouldn't say that it's the same God. But then again, I don't believe in the existence of gods right now at all. So who am I to say that? Is Allah cursing you from heaven? I believe Allah is cursing me every day and night. The moon god thing. Asked by S09, would I ever make a video about the moon god issue? I would make a video about the moon god discussion, but thank you, Bharat Delvi. But I wouldn't make a video that some people in the audience would expect me to do, which is that many people, many critics of Islam talk about the Islamic God as the moon god. But I see the accusation of the moon god to be equally weak of the accusation of that the Islamic God is the same God of the Bible. Sorry for this very confusing language. What I mean to say is that I don't really follow the theory that Allah is entirely based on some pagan moon god in Arabia. I know some people don't want me to say that. Some people don't want me to say that. Whatever. But I want to criticize Islam fairly. That's why I wouldn't go ahead and say things like, "Well, Islam is entirely based on this and that." I always want to stay factual, but I will definitely make a video about that. Thanks for all the great participation. Thank you for all the comments, guys. Thank you for all the compliments and questions. We have 2 minutes left. Okay, we have 2 minutes left. I'll try to do as much as possible. What are your views on polyandry in pre-Islamic Arabia? There is not much that we can actually say about pre-Islamic Arabia, because what we say about pre-Islamic Arabia is mostly based on Islamic scripture. There is very little evidence about how pre-Islamic Arabia was before Islam, which is the fault of Islam, because Islam destroyed cultures. So I can't say very much about that. Why do followers of Islam believe that Arianism is true Christianity? Well, I would say because it was the closest to that region, but it's a very complicated question for the 2 minutes that we have left now. I would really need to explain Arianism to the audience. I wouldn't do that right now, but I think I implied it in one of my videos. Thank you for the question. Human Suck said, "Why don't you talk about the person who made Muhammad into a prophet, Waraka ibn Nawfal?" I will actually talk about that at some point. It's a heavy topic, and it's mostly based on hypothesis, so I won't make a very clear debunking video or something like that, but I'll talk about it. Premilia said, "You are a real god." I'm humbled. Thank you. Do you think Islam has any real connection with Abraham through Ishmael, or just another one of Muhammad's delusions? I think it's actually not very hard to create a religion and then to claim that it comes from Abraham or from his descendants or whatever. I would say that Islam is not an Abrahamic religion, but I would say that Islam is a religion that is based on Abrahamic thought. Which is the worst religion? Islam, clearly. Why are you asking me that question? Tanky said, which one is more oppressive, Sunni or Shia? I wouldn't be able to make such a clear statement comparing the two of them right now. I would say it depends very much on what movement and what sect we are talking about. I mean, in Sunni Islam, there are very oppressive sects like Wahhabism or Salafism, in other words, which is a more fundamental form of Islam. In Shia, the 12th Shia, which is organized in Iran, for example, right now, is only as oppressive as it is right now because of the government of Iran. So I wouldn't really say Sunni or Shia is worse. I would say it depends very much on what element within Sunni or Shia we are talking about. What makes me happy as a person, Arya? But thank you for a very personal question. So many things make me happy. It makes me happy to come on YouTube and to see comments such like these, to see great participation, to see my wife, to play with my children, to smoke weed. Are you going to have a boxing match with Allah? Asked by Demo. I will. Do you know that Hatija was a practicing Christian? Asked by Moon on Quick. It's not sure if she was really a practicing Christian or not, but her relatives were Christians. What do I think about the United Arab Emirates? Not very much, except that it's an Islamic country that is aspiring to be an Islamic, moderate, secular-oriented science country. That's all. Other than that, it has a lot of Islamic bullshit laws. Sufis are gentle people. Moon on Quick. I wouldn't say they are all gentle people, but I would say it's much gentler than other movements within Islam like Salafism. But I promised just a few days ago on Facebook that I would make a video about that very soon, and I will. Do my parents support me? No, they don't. What do I think about Saudi-backed Islamic conversation around the world? Asked by Riddle212. I just made a post about that on Twitter and on Facebook, coincidentally, just a few days ago, and announced that I'm going to talk about different movements within Islam, like Sunni, like Sufi Islam or Salafi Islam, and what Saudi Arabia is doing around the world is funding the spread of Salafi Islam, which is a very fundamentalist form of Islam. I'll talk about that very soon. Thanks for your question. All right, I'll take a last question and then we are sadly done. Okay, let me focus on an actual question. Fine, okay, I'll just take this one. Okay. Would I be arrested if I visited Turkey today? Asked by Sheikh Pumpkin Alberticali El Halloweeni El Harami. Great username. Thank you. Would I be arrested? I don't know. I mean, I thought about it very much. I mean, I'm currently still a Turkish citizen, so and what I'm doing could be considered a bad thing in Turkey, although not directly a crime. But you never know how Turkey acts on such things like criticizing Turkey or criticizing Islam. So I could actually have legal complications within Turkey, but Turkey wouldn't really have the possibility, the legal possibilities, especially in their dealings with the European Union, to arrest me for what I'm doing. But it's a possibility. That's why I will always be glad to say I am Western, and I'm American by choice, and I'm proud of my American choice. I'm glad to be here. I'm so glad to be in this country. I'm so happy to be in the West. I'm so happy to have so many people from around the world, from America, UK, India, Indonesia, Germany, so many other countries who are here with me on YouTube. Thanks for all the great participation. Thanks for all the comments. Thanks for all the questions. And we are at the end of this Q&A. I will announce the other one when it's about time. I feel very sad now that I have to leave. I don't really feel that sad, but anyway. Riddle212, thank you very much for your super chat again. That's all. I hope you all are having a great week. I hope you all have a great rest of the week. I will make a new video that I will publish on Friday. something related to paganism and the Kaaba again. It will be interesting. I will see you there, guys. Thank you so much for all the great participation. Sadly, I have to go, as hard as it is for anyone's heart to take. I am sorry. Okay. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much. You all make me very, very happy. Thanks. Have a great day, and stay away from Islam. I am gone. Bye-bye. Thanks.